So please help me welcome our president, who has given a lot for all of us. Please help me welcome our president, David Chartrand.
We are probably one of the biggest gatherings in this country, because not only are we gathered in this floor from wall to wall to wall, we're downstairs, we're in a tent out there, and we're upstairs, we're everywhere. There's close to over 3,000 people here in attendance and by Zoom. We have people from all across. You heard yesterday Calgary making motions and approving and voting on all matters, all the way from British Columbia, Calgary, and then you see the northwest tip of Ontario. Those are treaty territory. They're here. Teresa obviously didn't show up, but her president showed up. And they're at the edge of Ontario, into the western part of our beautiful prairies. So we are spread out everywhere as a national government. And Aldi, Minister Aldi, I'll call her, I almost called her, it's Aldi. Minister Aldi, she deserves that respect. She's actually a new minister. And this is big to her in the context of seeing what she sees. Now she knows when she looks at me across the table when we're talking, and I'm saying I represent the people, she's going to know damn well I represent the people, and she's going to know that I got the back of the people, and the people have my back. So it's going to be important for her to know that, because she needs to understand we matter. And if they haven't been taking it for years down the road prior, they didn't really take heed to us. They're taking heed to us now. You know, your brand is everywhere, as pointed out by some of the speakers. You know, when Scott and I chat about downtown, and you see your brand, and Federation brand. You know, one of them is, 24 stories, and the other one's 12 stories. And we actually own 1 million square foot of downtown property. 1 million square feet. Think about that for a second. You know, so I don't want any government, provincial, federal, municipal, to come ever here and say, oh, we gave you money. You gave me diddly squat. You gave me back my taxes I've been paying to you for a long time to manage on my business. So it's important that we never lose sight of that, because society believes that. If it's preached by the governments, then society believes that they're the ones that are giving us handouts to try to survive. You know, and that's not who we are. We're entrepreneurial people, business people, hardworking people. History has shown that over and over and over again. So we got to get ready for the next round. You look at the growth that's happening, and in a short while, we have over-sponsored, with our partnership, with our tax dollars being returned to us from Canada on the education, post-secondary education file. We've assisted over 7,000 youth that are in schools and universities and college. And there's been a 42% increase in a year from last year to this year's the AGA. So we're giving away $9-point-something million a year, every year, to our students. So you start looking at those numbers. Our job is to protect that money, ensure that money, and plan the future. So right now, in the last several years, we've taken a portfolio from 72 million set aside for the future to over 100 million in interest earnings we've now got. So you've got 100 million in the bank. But the part I don't want is the minister all day to go back and say, well, they don't need money, they got 100 million. That 100 million is for the future. That's the planning. The treaty will be introduced this fall. We got the Bloc Québécois on our side. We got the NDP and we got the Liberals. So, without question, you got the vote. And I've asked the minister, I want ours to be bought all alone. I don't want it buried in some damn big multi-faceted bill that buries all kind of different issues they're trying to change. I want our country to show how they feel and what they believe in us or not. We built this country, we died for this country, we paid a price, and we still pay a price today, where we're treated like criminals. And we're not treated, we don't have health, we just got trickles of education, we got trickles of housing, we're just good at what we do. But when you look at it, at the end of the day, we sure as hell do not get our fair share of taxes returned to us, I'll guarantee you that. I can show you numbers after numbers after numbers. But I want to make sure when I leave here, in my cabinet, many of them are aging out too. When we all start to separate, and the young generation that's going to take over, it could be you might elect another white-haired. Doesn't have to be a young person. You got to elect the right person. But when you do that, that person's going to have a head start we never had. The First Nations. There are chiefs today that are trying to tackle and challenge us as Section 35 rights holders. Some are saying we do not and should not have Section 35. Whatever they say, up to them, I don't care. Section 35 rights are protected by the Constitution of this country for the Métis, and they're protected by law, by the courts. But some are taking political stands for maybe political reasons. And, for example, I will commend Jerry Daniels. I wish he was here. I will commend him. We signed a MOU together, a Member of Understanding, to get ready for Bill C-5. And we're crossing our fingers. Churchill's going to be chosen. I think all of you sit on that committee. Don't forget Churchill when it comes down your way. We were told by the minister that HIT will be decided by the Grey Cup, before the Grey Cup. So Churchill will be, whether or not chosen, will be done before November 16th. So I'm hoping and I'm praying Churchill will. I'm lobbying like hell with the Premier, because it'll bring opportunity of millions and billions of dollars into Manitoba, and it'll create like a glow of opportunity in the North. The National Defence, I met with them, they're going to be spending billions, and I'm pushing for them to spend in Churchill as we fix the port and use the port, but move it up, of course, all the way into Iqaluit. So we're pushing that agenda very hard. So Jerry and I decided to create a partnership with the 32 chiefs of the South and the MMF as a government. And so we sat down, we signed an MOU. From the late Rod Bushy all the way to now, preaching, and he supported me. We are very good friends. To work in unification, to stand together, use our economics together, use our tools we have with us to support each other's businesses and the future. Instead, those chiefs would rather go against us and see us as an enemy. I can't believe it. Those are our cousins. As Minister Bushy said here, and Bernadette and Wab, we didn't hesitate for a second when the evacuation happened. Not a second went by, not a discussion went by, not even a debate went by in our government that we were going to react and we're going to support and do as much as we can for the First Nations. The first round was 85% of First Nations, second round was 95% second evacuation call. And we did not say, oh, you don't want to work with us, we want to support, get out of here. That didn't even cross our minds. When we play baseball, we play together without hesitation. We play hockey, we play together, Métis and First Nation. So how come all of a sudden we can't work together in economics, in business, in natural resources, and sharing of the natural resource environment we have? The moose population, imagine the moose that died in evacuation during the fires. Animals. So we better do an assessment of that, Mr. Boucher. We've got to find out what damage was caused and how we replenish that, how we feed it back. So these are the types of things your government has to deal with. And I hate the thought we're going to have this fight. Because they better understand we are not going to back down. And nobody's going to push us around. Not as long as I'm your president. Never. So let me say to you again, it's been an honor to see so many people. It's the biggest registration of delegates we had before the Assembly even started. We had 2,706 registered before the Assembly even started. It makes me proud. And I tell you, it has to impress these guys. These guys are looking for votes. Trust me. Yeah. So, but they also, we got to instill in them, in their mind and in their heart, that we're a damn good partner and they should be working with us, and that we should be part of their strategy and part of their plan. That's what I hope. That's what they take from here. Not saying, "Holy shit, there's 3,000 people. How would I get all of them to vote Conservative or Liberal or NDP?" Because at the end of the day, these are hardworking people too. Every one of them. They have a job to do. They got their party to follow through, and party lines are party lines. But I tell you today, there's only one party line in this world. It's the Red River Métis. That's our party line. So thank you very much.